Hey everybody, from Atlanta, Georgia. I am at the Tree Climbers Hostel for Tree Climbers International, their new digs, and I just got out of this large, maybe 90-foot tall oak tree. I think it's a red oak, but don't quote me on that. And I just got done doing my first real ascent with the rope walker system, and I thought I would take a second to show you what I've done, and we'll go over all the pieces one by one, but here's a quick overview. And keep in mind that this is a hobbled together kit, kind of thrown together with what I had available, and we'll talk about the steps that I'll take to improve it as we go along. First of all, this is a Simmons roller, chest roller right here. You can see the little wheel right here that pops into that bracket, and onto that I hung another micro pulley. We'll talk about that one later, but the climbing line runs right through the roller, and above that we have an adjustable lanyard, the orange, it's a whoopee sling basically, going to my ascender. That's my main safety, main attachment point. Of course it it attaches right here. I use the prusik at the top, clipped to these holes here, to back up the ascender if it should fail. It's an ISC handled ascender. And then as we work our way down, obviously the ascender clips to the harness. I'm using a piranha to get back down, the lanyard on my side just in case I need it, but I don't need it to do the crossover safely. Now we go down a little further, and right here we have the Ropeman ascender. I'm using that as my knee ascender, and then this bungee goes from that ascender to my foot ascender. I'm experimenting with a few different ascenders here. This is obviously the CMI foot ascender. I've experimented with the Gibbs that floats on top of your foot as opposed to this that sits on the side of your foot. And so far I think the Gibbs is better, but only time will tell. I've had to girth hitch a little piece of throw line to give myself a place to attach the bungee cord. And so I put the two ascenders on, and then the bungee goes up to the green pulley, to this green pulley right here. The bungee floats through that pulley, and the concept is as I step down on this foot, it pulls up on this ascender to bring up the Ropeman, and then as I step down on this ascender, that pulls the bungee up, bringing up the foot ascender. So it's a pretty great concept. Let's keep working our way down. The B-line is just the lanyard that goes from the knee ascender to the foot strap. I had to tie a knot in the middle of it because it was a little too long, and the Ropeman was jamming into the green pulley at the top. So I had to tie a knot in there to tighten it up. Obviously I will we'll fix that later. And then this piece of rope is my foot strap. I just go around my foot, then the carabiner clips to the two little eyes right here, and it actually holds on pretty securely. Again, I had to tie a knot in the middle just to take up a little bit of slack and tighten it up. So, oops, sorry, I know that's getting crooked on you. So I'd like to work our way back up now and talk about the things that I'm going to do to refine this system and make it super smooth. Starting with the foot strap, obviously I'm going to get some webbing and sew up a good foot strap that will hold on to my foot, and I'll change out this carabiner and have it all come together at the top with a delta link, or alternatively I will have this the knee lanyard spliced directly to the foot ascender and take out that piece of hardware, but that part will have to wait for now. I'm going to replace this B-line with a thin, probably 1/4 inch or 3/16 inch whoopee sling that will allow me to make adjustments on the fly until I get the system dialed down. Once I know exactly how long this distance has to be, right now it's about 24 inches. I have a feeling 20 inches or so might be better, but once I get that distance dialed down, then I'll take out the whoopee sling and replace it with maybe a B-line or any cord INI sling that will be nice and smooth. The Ropeman Ascender is super lightweight, but maybe not appropriate for this application because the carabiner likes to flip up and down as you're going. The bungee pulls it up, and then the foot strap pulls it back down, and I'm getting a lot of rocking action that is jamming up occasionally. So I'll probably end up putting a Petzl Basic or Crawl ascender there. Probably the Basic would be the better one. I'm also going to experiment with the Tiblock. I have one of those but don't have it with me. I'm going to continue experimenting with the foot ascender. I have a feeling that the ascenders like the Panton and the CMI foot ascender that sit on the side of your foot are not appropriate for this application, so I'll end up swapping out with, again, either the Petzl Basic or anything, but then again sewing a webbing foot strap to hold on to the ascender. The bungee I don't think will get any better than this. It's 1/4 inch with a little whipped eye at the bottom. Obviously doesn't need to be super strong. Working our way up, I have already figured out that the ascender that I used to use for another system, the whoopee sling, the adjustable whoopee sling that I have on here is about 6 inches too short, so I'm going to have to elongate that. I'll just put a new whoopee sling on there. Again, play around with it for a while and see what the best length is, and then that'll get dialed in. And then with the chest roller, there are 2 options that I'm considering. One is sticking with this the Simmons roller. It's super streamlined, it's really lightweight. It just has from about right here to here, there's a steel plate inside the webbing. It's sewed inside, and then the roller, that's it. I'd have to sew on. I don't like this big clunky attachment, especially having this carabiner digging into my chest, so I would sew on an attachment loop somewhere. And yesterday at West Marine, I saw tiny little pulleys that are about the size of that bolt right there, or the sheave is about the size of that bolt. So I'm definitely going to swap this thing out. It's way bigger than it needs to be, and it's getting in the way of other things. So we'll be swapping that out, getting rid of this carabiner. The other option is to change this whole entire thing for the Rock Exotica pulley, the Rock Exotica chest roller, which looks really sharp. My only concern is that it's significantly heavier, I think, than this plate right here. So I'll look up the numbers and make the decision from there. So we'll keep the Prusik at the top, probably switch that out for a shorter piece of beeline. And I think that is about it. So that's the whole system. Unfortunately, I can't show you what it looks like while I'm doing it because I need somebody else to hold the camera. But yeah, there it is. Goodbye from Atlanta.